What's up, air signs? Welcome to a reading. Right before I recorded the video, I was feeling this moment of hesitation. So you may feel like you're hesitating about something. I've also been listening to Eminem Music to Be Murdered By album all day. Some of you, I'm hearing recovery from domestic violence, okay? Or some of you could be like in anger management right now. Or you could have like seen violence growing up, okay? Listen, I was in the grocery store today and I heard a mom straight up tell her kid, if you don't move out of the way, basically, like, I was walking down the aisle and she told the kid, like, if you don't move out of the way, I'm gonna slap you. This is like in public in 2023 in the US. Like, I don't know. Okay, so some of you might be, we're gonna take that bottom card that fell out. Doing some kind of shadow work, you know, around parents who just treated you. I'm hearing archaic. It's just like, it's not okay to treat kids that way. I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot of crazy stuff in the public, so be careful out there. Your ears become a butterfly. Okay, that's quite the visual. Let's see what I think about that. Your ears become a butterfly. I feel like what you're hearing is transforming. So either music is transforming you right now, or like your taste in music could be changing. Your ears become a butterfly. I mean, I feel like we had the butterfly come out in last night's reading, so you might want to go back and check the reading before this. It's a collective one. Interesting. Your ears become a butterfly. All right, we're gonna have to see like what that's about. All right, what's up with air signs? We're gonna be using some Zen decks, so some of you could be zenning out. Number 43 could resonate here. We have the wounded harpy eagle. The wounded harpy eagle. I don't know how we feel about that. Okay. Yeah, let's take some of these. Okay. The wounded harpy eagle. Someone could play harp. You are seen, okay? This is bringing up, I had someone tell me one time, you know, in their childhood home, you were to be seen and not heard, okay? So maybe exploring, that's almost like throat chakra, not allowed to speak up, divine feminine repressed. Some of you could be dancers. We have a charmed leap, a fierce desert flower, and a swarm of bees. Okay. I'm hearing you are the bee's knees. Someone could say that, or someone could have said that around you, like when you're a kid. That could be something someone said. I'm also hearing the eagle has landed. So yeah, I feel like maybe your message is you deserve to be seen and heard. I'm seeing that you're a very fierce desert flower here. Okay, the cactus is like this fierce, like just, you know, plant life that thrives and grows without much. What is this swarm of bees? All right, we're gonna have to clarify what's going on here. Okay. I don't think I have the guidebook with this deck, so I'm using it kind of like, you know, intuitively, like an oracle. I'm starting to feel really zened out. Some of you could be Zen masters. I've been feeling the energy of like yoga teachers around in the readings. Okay. Let's get into the tarot. Whoa. Okay, 2 fell out while I'm shuffling. Of course they fell on the ground. Okay, we have isolation, so someone could be feeling isolated here. Schizophrenia and the burden. Okay, so I could be talking to people who literally are diagnosed with schizophrenia. Whenever I think of schizophrenia, I always think of this TED Talk about, you can look it up, this photographer goes to the east, goes to tribal areas, talks to shamans, and it's almost like really sad. Like, you see the isolation, it almost looks like the being there is like crying. Because in the West, you know, there's people, I'm not really saying what I think one way or the other, but there's like people who are thinking and have evidence that people who are diagnosed with schizophrenia in the West, you know, if they were born in the East, would be shamans. So someone could have been isolated, felt like a burden, felt like, you know, diagnosed with mental illness. So yeah, use your discernment with your diagnosis if that's you. Maybe go work with the shaman, okay? Or some of you could know someone diagnosed or have a kid who's diagnosed. I'm also hearing you could be like the aunt or the uncle of someone who's diagnosed. So just like do some spiritual research, because it could really help someone. Or having the person, or if you're the person with schizophrenia, it could really help. Okay, things are totally intense here. I'm taking that like a literal totality. This is suspended in air, taking a leap. It's like, I really feel like also I'm speaking to either an artist or someone who is diagnosed with schizophrenia who does a lot of art. Some really cool art could come through, but it's like their way of like perceiving the world. And when they put those images out, it makes this like, you know, to other people, it looks like this crazy art. Or you could like to use a lot of colors, but the rest of your life is muted. Or some of you, maybe like, I'm even getting this energy of like seeing, almost like seeing in black and white. Or like, sometimes when you're depressed too, things can look like dull. Okay, so I feel like I'm speaking to someone who experiences color changes through different phases. Some of you, it's like seasonal. I feel like this is like a mean mom or mother figure who just made you feel like a burden, made you feel isolated, made you feel like you were different. Things at times get overwhelming or intense, and it could feel like, or like being in crowds of people feels like a swarm. Okay, but you're a master. Okay, so some of you are actually like really spiritually gifted. Some of you could be clairaudient or clairvoyant is how I feel here. This also, for some reason, it reminds me of the Fool card. Taking like that leap of faith. I feel like actually those are all the cards I'm going to take from the Zen Tarot. Okay, so what do you need to know about being a master? I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's kind of like in shadow work. I'm also hearing art therapy. Some of you could also be an art therapist. Okay, we're going to switch oracles. What do you need to know about being the master? What do you need to know in general? First breath, beginner's mind. Some of you are at the beginning phases of your spiritual journey, or finding out who you really are, what your gifts really are. You always felt like a burden, but actually you're really gifted. Dream thief, refusal of the call. Some of you are like gurus, shamans, leaders. Some of you are not answering the call. Okay, it's time to get clarity and organization. It's time to organize your home. Some of you, that's in your mind. In your mind, you need to clear your mind And others of you, you literally need to do cleanup time. Okay, many masks the authentic self. Some of you, it may be hard for you to discern at times who you really are because you have many masks. Also, functioning around people in general feels like you have to mask. The farther gate, bold step forward. So it's time to take a I heard fold too. So some of you, maybe you need to fold your clothes, but I hear the bold step forward. Some of you may be called to quantum leap. I don't know. You're at the beginner mind though. And this says protecting the future with the dragon's horde. I just kind of feel like if you don't know who you are yet, it's like being hidden from you until the right time, because your future is protective and you don't really want to, like, I don't know, I'm hearing be gentle with your mind. So also, if you're getting into a lot of spiritual research and like you came across my channel or you're just watching tarot, you're at the beginning of starting to watch tarot, for some of you, you might want to find a one-on-one kind of like mentor or shaman to work with, because I feel like your mind at times just generally takes you everywhere, and I don't want you to get lost on your spiritual path. Okay, and we have the crossing, the initiation, and the joyful muse inspiration. Wow. Okay, so you're coming through this, like, I'm getting art portal, but some of you, I'm also hearing a symphony. Some of you could hear symphonies. There was one time where I kept hearing like the angel realm. I heard all these angels. Okay, so some of you could hear like symphonies or angel realms. I'm hearing this isn't for everyone, but someone in particular always hears symphonies. I'm talking about clairaudiently, like you hear it in your mind, but other people don't hear it. I'm hearing Beethoven. I'm hearing some of their names I don't know how to pronounce. Some of you could be into like French composers. Some of you could play the violin. I could be speaking to painters. Someone here could have a cat. I heard crazy cat. Someone here could feel like they're a Lyrian or work with Lyrians. You are the bridge, okay? For someone, what you don't understand yet is that you are the bridge. And so why this experience and life feels like a lot for you is because you're the bridge between the spirit realm and the 3D realm. You have higher consciousness. Some of you can even go further than like the 8th dimension. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Also, some of you could astral project, Astrid. I also heard Astrid. That could be someone's name. Someone's cat could be named Astrid too. Okay, stars in the sky and limitless possibilities. So you have so many possibilities and even more opening to you. I feel a younger energy. So some of you could actually be like kind of younger. I only read for adults though, just so you know. You have limitless potential, but it's weird because I feel like some of you just have like a narcissistic parent or something holding you back, kind of like putting you down, like you don't fit in with the crowd and like the normal, I heard the normies, because you're not supposed to. Okay, but the thing is, like, a lot of people put you down, but you have access. You have, like, special access granted, is what I heard. You could also be into runes. Some of you are really good at mathematics. You could be into physics. I also heard geography. Someone could be studying geography right now. But also you could lucid dream. Not even trying to. And you always have. You could have had invisible childhood friends. Okay, it's time for a me-tox. You need to prepare your mind, body, and spirit. And if you don't know how to, you're either going to get a download. I heard tonight after this reading, you're going to get a download about how to repair your body, mind, and spirit while you're sleeping or in the bathtub. Some of you could be Brazilian. I'm also hearing someone here could be an esthetician. So you could also do Brazilian waxes on people. And some of you will work with the fates as you do your shamanic journey. Okay, there's a curious stranger here. You could always feel like you're a curious stranger, but some of you have a curious stranger around you. Or there's also this weird energy of like, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There's this weird energy. You could always feel like someone's watching you, okay? Or like some spirit is always there with you, but you don't see it. You might hear it, but you don't see it. So for some of you, you feel this strange entity around you. And for others of you, strangers just think that you're very interesting, very curious. But you know what they say, right? Curiosity killed the cat. But not your cat, so don't worry, not your cat. Okay, so let's get into some other oracles here. So this is really cool energy. I feel like your path is going to continue unfolding in a cool way. Your art's going to continue to develop. And for some of you who are just starting out, you're going to have very lucrative sales with your art. Okay, so your art is profitable should you choose to make it be that way. Friendship is the alchemy of success. So it's time for you to make friends and network. The art community for most of you is going to be where your friends are. Okay, we have the fine wine. Longing is the portal to wholeness. So some of you are really longing for friends. You could have a lot of spiritual friends, but not like 3D friends. You feel alone in the 3D, except for that entity. Okay, so use your imagination. Draw from the well of your own capabilities. You really need to get into your imagination, get stuff. I'm hearing pen to paper. For those of you who just are like always like immersed in your art, you could even carry a sketchbook with you or just like be doing art all day. I've met someone before like that. Anytime she's walking around, even room to room, talking to you and her friends, she's always sketching while she's there. So some of you are like immersed in the art world. Okay, we have finding the path. You are the driver and the navigator. So it's time to take control of things. And for those of you who want to monetize your art, it's time to do research. You may not naturally know those things, or like kind of like the business or promotional side might not be, you know, your strong point. So you have to either learn how to do it or find people who know how to do it. Okay, we have the willpower card. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress level. So some of you need to use your willpower to stay on track, okay, or answer the call for this path. What I'm being prompted to tell you is if you don't take the path, things are going to keep getting harder until you do. So some of you have to accept the call. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have determination. Perseverance leads to fortune. So there's a big fortune for you here. It's your divine inheritance, your divine gifts. I'm hearing be careful who you trust. Okay. For some of you, if you feel called to, ask your spirit team to reveal the truth to you. Okay. Let's get into some Buddha wisdom. Some of you could be Buddhist. Some of you could be studying Zen spirituality. Some of you could be working with a monk, or you've always wanted to. Some of you need to go sit and meditate with the monks, draw in the sand. Okay, the loving kindness you show to others returns to you as grace. In love, there is only love itself, no room for logic of the mind. Interesting. Free yourself from hesitation. That's so weird. I haven't even looked at this deck in like, I don't know, 6 months to a year. That feeling of hesitation is here, okay? So really get clear on what you're hesitating on right now. Maybe write a list. If you have any paper with you right now, just write down hesitations and then you'll either see it later or like make this your journal prompt, or maybe even do an art piece. What are you hesitating on? Okay, free yourself from hesitations, perplexity, and consternation. Only intent on what is beneficial. So some of you are in love, or you just like, you just put out a lot of love and that's coming back to you. Right now, it may not feel like it. Okay. That's kind of how I feel. But I don't know. Your energy feels very zenned out. Okay. Okay. These are going to be final messages. I feel like this reading's pretty like, it's like deep, but it's also surface level. Something is what it is only because of what it is not. Okay, so use your logic to deduce what this means. Something is what it is only because of what it is not. Okay, that's almost like a duality, or some of you could work with like negative space in your art. I'm also like seeing and smelling graphite pencils. Some of you are graphic designers, but also like you could do comic books, or you could do comics for newspapers and stuff like that. Okay, wisdom dispels ignorance. Still, pure from the beginning of birth, no impure thoughts, words, and deeds could taint your noble self. Okay, so some of you just need to find and stay in your zen and your stillness. Okay, your final message is fall in love with yourself again to bring in the love of your life. Okay, so some of you, I'm getting a single energy here. Yeah, so some of you are manifesting like the love of your life. I feel like it's an artist, okay? I feel like it's in the art community. Okay, so go to art shows, go to art walks, go to art night. Yeah, you're like manifesting. You're like a kind, loving person. But being an air sign, you could be too logical at times, too much in your head space and not your heart space. Okay, so get into your art, get clarity. I feel a very like zen vibe in this reading. Goes in, out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. You can donate if you want to. The link's below. And let me know how the reading resonated for you. Okay, I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.